So I had a part-time job when I was in high school, and I had a little bit of income. But unlike most teenagers, I didn't save up to buy a car. I didn't buy CDs, or I think there were tapes. No, CDs came around when I was in high school. I didn't go out and party a lot, or any of the typical teenage things. I bought comic books. And I found out they delivered on Thursdays. I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but all the new comics came out on Thursdays to the store that I passed because I walked the bus stop from my high school and I passed the comic book store. So I went in there almost every day. I had to go in the comic book store. But on Thursdays, when the new comics came out, I had reserve. I had my reserve list, which let's see if I remember how the reserve list worked, is you actually got a discount, like 5 or 10% discount for having comics on your reserve list. So it's like a subscription service, kind of, at a comic book store, which I don't know if comic book stores exist anymore. But anyway, so I bought a lot of comics. I bought a lot of comics. I had comics in boxes. Before I had comic boxes, the white ones they put comics in. I had cereal boxes that were about the same size. They were like 8 by 10, or they're about the same size comics. So I had all sorted by titles and had them in number order, and I had hundreds of comics whenever I went. By the time I left for college, I had them in. I don't know if I had the toads yet. No, I had the boxes. And I got the sterilite toads a little bit later because I got a tote full of comics from my brother-in-law. He was growing up. He was growing out of it. So he gave me his comics. I had hundreds. I had probably, no, I would say over 1,000 comics, which I guess relative to some people that's not very much, but relative to most people that I know, that's a lot. And I kept a running list of prices. I had my own price on our computer of what I owned and how much I'd paid for, or how much the cover price was, and how much it was worth, according to Wizard Comics price guide book. There was a monthly book that was a price guide. It was a monthly magazine that did value for comics, and I bought that periodically. Had a lot of valuable comics, but most of the comics I had weren't really valuable because, comic book producers in the late 90s knew, they had seen what happened in the 50s and 60s and how comics are worth so much that I think they overproduced. Well, supply and demand, of course, they met the demand with the supply. And since so many people were thinking this is going to be worth money someday, they were holding on to them. So, in effect, they were making them not worth money. And that happened in toys also. But I digress with the comic book geek thing. So I thought I was a real geek of comic books. And a few years passed, I guess. My comic book collection disappeared not long after college. During college I stopped buying comics. I no longer lived next to a comic book store or went to school near a comic book store. So I just didn't buy them, and gradually I ended up getting rid of my comics. And kind of regret it sometimes. I regret that, but it's not that big of a deal, really. I was in a conversation a few years later, and between these two guys, and they were talking. Now that I retell the story, I think they were talking about Batgirl, not Robin or Batman, but about how this one girl was more like Robin than like Batgirl, because there were 5 Batgirls. There was something my head was spinning. I had no idea what they're talking about. And see, I thought I knew about comics. But what I realized, but I didn't buy Batman comics. There's whole mythology there that I didn't touch. And this idea that I could be pigeonholed as a comic book geek, but there are so many different mythologies, so many different stories that you can't be fluent in all of them. Just some. I thought I was fluent in X-Men stories. I call them X books because that's what I bought. I bought Uncanny. I bought X-Men, X Factor, X Force. Bought Cable, Wolverine, all the miniseries. I knew what was up. And then the movies came out. I like all the X-Men movies. I do. Everyone I see I've liked. But to me, they don't. The stories don't go together, and it's not what I remember. I'm not as big of a comic book geek in that pigeonhole, in that little vein that I thought I was. Maybe there are some people out there who know everything there is to know about Charles Xavier. And then they make Hollywood makes something new. I mean, it's like we've got to realize that we're fluid. We can't be fluent. We're fluid. We have to flow and change and grow and move, and we go from one idea to another idea. And I don't know. But I'm not as big of a geek as I thought I was.